Okay, hello again everybody. This session is a bit more about beats and how we can feel a beat and count a beat and understand how that relates to music a little bit. So the one thing, teachers, that you need all of your pupils to have is a tennis ball. Yes, this is our musical instrument today. Now some of the children may have done this lesson with me before. That's absolutely fine. You can help the children who haven't done it before. Now if you've got younger children here, maybe reception class age or year 1, sometimes year 2 as well, not everybody can catch a ball, and this does involve catching a little bit, but if you can't catch it, that's okay. It's not essential. Okay, this is a game that is inclusive, so everybody can play it. What's important is that you can bounce the ball, and if you can't catch it when it comes back up, well, just quietly go and get your ball and come back. Great to have a giggle, but we often get a little bit of squealing and screaming as people are running around trying to chase balls. That's not helpful, especially in a video situation like this where you need to hear the sound from the video in order to play the game. So by all means, have a laugh, have a giggle. Sometimes the teachers drop the balls as well, so you know, have a little giggle at them if you like. But just go and fetch your ball, come back to your place and bounce the ball. I'm going to talk to you about what we're going to do with those in just a moment. First of all though, I'd like to introduce you to our metronome. So, I don't know if you can see this properly here. This is a metronome, and what this does is it ticks the beat to us, and because it's mechanical, it's never wrong. So this is a really good tool, a really good instrument, if you like, to use while you're practicing beats or learning a piece of music. It helps you keep in time with things. Now I will say, I bought this for my daughter, I think it was on her 8th or 9th birthday, along those lines, and she couldn't remember that it was called a metronome, so she always called it the purple ticky-tocky thing, and ever since then that's what this has become known as. This is our purple ticky-tocky thing. So it's very, very useful. You can't see it there, can you? No, you're not going to see that very well. Maybe there. Okay. So children, I need you to all go and find a space. Now you need a fairly big space. I'll tell you what, let's use the social distancing rule. 2 metres apart for every child. That's a really good rule for this exercise, actually. So if everybody puts their arms out, and nobody should come in to that space with arms stretched out. You need some space to play this exercise. So what we're going to do is bounce the ball to a beat. Okay, now I'm sure that in a moment the teachers can find a piece of music to put on the PA system, or through wherever you are, or through your whiteboard or whatever. You can play a piece of music and bounce the beat to a piece of music, and that's a really good exercise to do. But let me just quickly explain exactly what we're going to do with this. So first of all, the point of this is that we are going to bounce it. So you don't want to see anybody dropping the ball from up here. You don't want to see anybody throwing the ball down really hard and it bouncing way up here. You won't catch it. Okay? Music is about control. You have to be in control of what's happening. You have to be able to decide what you want it to do and take charge of that and make it do what you want it to do. Okay? And this is very much how that works. So the tennis ball should go no higher than your waist. Okay? Arm by your side. Bounce it on the floor and it should come back to your waist. Okay, it didn't come up here, it didn't come up here, it didn't go down here, it came back to my waist. Okay, that's where we want it to be. Okay, the important part is, so I'm going to count to you in a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to bounce the ball on the 1. Now it's important that you don't let go of the ball on 1, you have to anticipate when the 1 is going to come. The 1 is when it hits the floor. So it's not 1, it's got to be 1. Okay, so as it hits the floor and you get that boom, that's where the 1 should be. So this is a bit of a skill. You have to try and make sure that the ball hits the floor on beat number 1. Okay, no heavy bouncing, you'll lose control. When it comes back up, it's easier to catch it like this, and then you're ready for the next one. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and every time 1 comes round, that's when you're bouncing on the floor. So let's try it 3 or 4 times through, see if you can get the hang of it. Okay, I'll give you a 3, 4 to come in. So here we go. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, nice and straightforward. Okay, teachers, you can take this away and do this as many times as you like, and we can do things to make it a little bit harder for people as well. So maybe the next step is to bounce the ball on beat number 1 and beat number 3. So maybe like this: 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. You could also speed it up a little bit, teachers, just in case you think that it's a bit too easy for them. It gets a little bit tricky if you speed it up. They're not quite ready for that. And maybe you could eventually get them to bounce the ball on every single beat. But first of all, let's try it on beat number 1 to begin with the purple ticky-tocky thing. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's on every beat. Maybe we could do it on the first and third beat. Let's have a go at that. You notice there's a ting on the metronome, the purple ticky-tocky thing. The ting means beat number 1. I probably should have explained that to begin with. So first of all, we'll set it off. There's beat number 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so again, that's nice and straightforward. It can be sped up a little bit, make it a little bit more difficult. Teachers, I appreciate you might not have a purple ticky-tocky thing like this in school, or any other sort of metronome. If that's the case, you can download some metronome apps to a smartphone. They're free. There are free ones out there. If you've got a PA system in school and that gets plugged into a laptop, you should be able to pull the lead out of the laptop, plug it into your phone, hit the metronome, and it should come out over your speaker system, unless you've got a modern iPhone where you need that little jack adapter to go into the power socket. But most phones should be able to plug straight in instead of a laptop, so treat your phone as a laptop. If you haven't got that, if you can't provide that sort of facility, and you haven't got a ticky-tocky thing in your school, then something that you can do is find a song on YouTube, or anywhere on the internet, however you access your music songs, or even put one of the CDs on you might use for an assembly. Just play a song, and if you can feel the beat with those, get the children to bounce a beat along to the song. Okay, so that's a nice easy way to develop beat.